Hi, I'm Eloy Ortiz Oakley, President and CEO of College Futures. As we step into 2026, California is at a hinge moment, a moment where we decide whether the door to opportunity widens or narrows toward a close. For generations, the California dream was about possibility, believing that where you start doesn't need to determine where you end up. Today, keeping the dream alive depends on a key population here in the Golden State: working learners. These are caregivers, veterans, and career changers, people balancing jobs, families, and financial pressures while pursuing a post secondary education as a pathway to stability and economic mobility. Californians who are critical to unlocking an unheard of prosperity for our great state. I've spent decades in public higher education alongside working learners. I was one of them myself. And despite decades of discussions and conversations, one truth continues to stand out. California still lacks a clear and coordinated agenda for working learners. We continue to rely on outdated models, yesterday's models, that assume flexibility is optional, that affordability is self explanatory, and that learners, not systems, should shoulder the burden of making post secondary education fit into their lives. We are navigating economic uncertainty, workforce disruption, and rapid change. During times like these, we cannot afford to keep giving lip service to inclusion while maintaining the status quo. Periods of change are hard, I get it, but they are also moments for reinvention. When we take a hard look at what's working, where we need to do better, and whether opportunity is truly designed for the world that we live in today. This moment calls for courage, for moving beyond tinkering and toward transformation, for building systems that meet learners where they are, and finally committing to an agenda that recognizes working adults as central, not peripheral, to California's social and economic prosperity. When we get this right, we strengthen families, we stabilize communities, and we fuel local economies. That is how California leads. The future of this great state depends on whether we decide to widen the door with intention, with urgency, and the courage to move beyond lip service and finally build systems that work for Californians fighting to keep the California dream within reach. That is the work ahead of us, and I know that together we can meet this moment.